Welcome to the 4th edition of Full Moon's Videozone. I hope you've enjoyed Trancers 2, and I can tell you it was a lot of fun directing this picture. I made the original Trancers back in 1985, and just to reunite all the people involved in the original alone was quite a task. But everyone came back, and more. Not only is Tim Thomerson back as Jack Death and Helen Hunt, but we also have Art LaFleur and Thelma Hopkins, and of course Megan Ward, who plays Jack Death's wife from the future, Richard Lynch, Barbara Crampton, and Jeffrey Combs. You know, it's funny, as we do these video zones, we're usually many months away from the release of the picture just because of the way the business works. And at this point, even though you've just seen Trancers 2, we probably have at least another 6 or 7 pictures finished and in the release cycle. There's Arcade, which I think you've seen some material on in the past, directed by Albert Pune, about a ghost in the machine, a bad video game that sucks in its players. There's also Doll Man, also directed by Albert Pune, which coincidentally stars Tim Thomerson, who you just saw in Jack Death. This is a very different character for Tim. This is a 13-inch cop from the future with a bad attitude, and there's a lot of action and fun in Doll Man. We're currently shooting a picture called Netherworld, directed by David Schmoller, who directed the original Puppet Master. And Netherworld is being shot in Louisiana and New Orleans right now, and that picture has some pretty bizarre special effects created by Mark Shostrom. Right after Netherworld, we are shooting Dangerous Toys this summer in New Orleans. David Goyer writes and directs, and you can imagine what that picture's about. After Dangerous Toys, it looks like I'll be directing again a film starring Jeffrey Combs called Dr. Mordred. And Dr. Mordred is a dimension traveler, and there's going to be a lot of special effects and a lot of fun in that project. After Trancers 2, we've got Puppet Master 3, which has turned out terrific. It's when good puppets turn bad. We shot it with the backdrop of World War II, and there's a new puppet called Six Shooter, which I think you'll all enjoy watching. By the time you see Puppet Master 3, we finally will have created a number of models of the puppets. Many of you have been writing in and asking for these, so at least I know we're going to have Tunneler, we're going to have Blade, we're going to have Torch, and hopefully we'll have Six Shooter. A lot of it is just a lot of fun, you know, the comic books and the video games, which are soon going to be coming out. Not to mention posters and T-shirts, and now we have this program of full moon trading cards beginning with Subspecies. So if you don't know this, every time you rent one of our videos, hopefully your store will have some of the full moon trading cards in stock. If not, of course, you can order them through our own list of merchandise. So the merchandise, and of course, most importantly, the movies, you know, keep it real exciting over here. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you into the next edition of the Video Zone.
After 6 years of missing in action, Jack's back in Full Moon Entertainment's action-packed sequel to the cult classic Trancers, Trancers 2.
Well, the first Trancers is basically a story of a future cop who comes to modern-day LA to chase a criminal by the name of Whistler, and in that chase, he falls in love with this girl named Lena, played by a fine young actress by the name of Helen Hunt. She and Jack Death pursue this bad guy through modern-day LA. It's sort of a film noir type tribute to the Sam Spade, Dashiell Hammett character and the Raymond Chandler Philip Marlowe character, all a little bit of Blade Runner in there. Yeah, little Blade Runner. Whoa, sorry. I had a big cup of espresso before this interview started.
As a matter of fact, the entire cast from the original Trancers returns. Thelma Hopkins of the popular TV series Family Matters reprises the role of Raines and is happy to be back in the Trancers fold.
It is a crazy cast of characters, but I think it's becoming like family. It's something we can look forward to. It's something we know. So I think it's always nice to come back to a film or a show where you know people and you have that camaraderie. You don't have to get to know someone. It takes some of the nervous tension out of it. And it's fun to come back and see what you're up to. And we're up to a lot. Thanks, guys.
Those guys are the writers of the original Trancers, Paul DeMeo and Danny Bilson, who have since moved on to other things.
We do the show The Flash. We're the executive producers of The Flash, which it's a full-time job, and We made The Rocketeer for Disney.
Trancers was the, I think the second script we wrote for Charlie, but actually the first one filmed, and it was the first movie of ours that was ever made from one of our scripts.
Megan Ward plays Alice Stillwell, Jack's wife from the future. Although new to the Trancers cast, Megan is a familiar face to Full Moon fans.
Well, I've worked with Full Moon before. I did a picture called Crash and Burn, and I will be doing another film actually called Arcade. It's going to be directed by Albert Pune.
Welcome to old California, Alice. I'm your husband, Jack Death.
Oh my God, Jack, it is you. The only man I ever had sex with.
Wasn't that bad?
It feels like a big party. Everybody is in a great mood, and Tim is a lot of fun to work with, and so is Helen. It sort of helps the characters, I think, that I am the new kid, because that's how Alice is in the story. And it puts that challenge there as well.
You belong in a green world.
Another new addition to the cast is Richard Lynch, who plays the evil environmentalist, Dr. E.D. Wardo.
She needs special care. I'm going to transfer her to a place where I can give her all the care she needs.
Well, I think Wardo is your stereotypical despot. You know, he's looking to control the world. He is the antagonist in the film. I tried to bring some different, a different approach to him in a sense. He's a very eccentric character, Wardo. I stole a few things from the late Howard Hughes.
Aiding Dr. Wardo in his dastardly deeds are former James Bond girl Martine Beswick and a veteran of many Charles Band films, Jeffrey Combs.
It first started with actually Ghoulies, which I auditioned for, but I didn't get. But a year later, Reanimator came along, and Pit and the Pendulum. I think I've done 5 or 6 films for Charlie. I'm very proud to say.
It's going to make a good trance.
One has to have a great deal of sense of humor to have a resume like mine. Except that I did start in the Bond films. Who's sexier, Jack Death or James Bond? It's hard. It's really hard. I'm on the line, so I think maybe I'll refrain.
Another team in the film, although you will never see them on screen at the same time, is Art LaFleur and Alison Croft, who share the role of
McNulty.
Back down the line to 1985. You don't know what it was like the last time, waking up in the body of a 9-year-old girl. I go back into the future, into the past, and all of a sudden there are certain things that I have now that then I don't have. You know what I mean? Like when you have an itch and you go to scratch it and it ain't there. Anyway.
Hey, Jack. Vacation's over, Jack. Time to get off your butt and go back to work. Hey, Elena. Nice robe. It's great to actually be a guide, you know what I mean?
Bitch, yeah.
Biff Maynard returns to his role of Hap Ashby, the ex-baseball star who can't resist the urge to play one final game.
Well, actually, the first one was a bottle ball game, was what that was. I was throwing 50 strikes in a row with bottles in the basement. This one, I'm throwing a baseball and drinking 50 bottles in a row.
The character of Lena, played again by Helen Hunt, graduates from punk rocker to computer whiz and true woman of the 90s.
If I catch you kissing that teenager again, I'll kick your ass.
That's the best thing about coming back after that long, is that you know everybody so well. You know, that I hate the first day of shooting of a movie where everyone's getting to know each other and you're stepping on each other's toes.
To carry on with that warm feeling on the set, many family members did guest stints in Trancers 2. Tim Thomerson's brother and father. Helen Hunt's father.
Got any relish to put on this?
Oh, yeah, right in here.
Hey, I'm on a health kick.
The director's father.
Got any chili?
The director's mother-in-law and mother.
Don't worry, ladies. They're biodegradable.
I'm out of here!
Going beyond nepotism, Sonny Carl Davis, a.k.a. Rabbit, had his role tailor-made for him by the writer of Trancers 2.
A friend of mine, Jackson Barr, was writing this role. Then he thought of me at my insistence and kind of tweaked it a little bit more toward a happy-go-lucky guy that is not really crazy, but everybody thinks he is.
How many crazy people do you know making $63 a week?
One of the more humorous elements of Trancers 2 are Jack Death's two wives.
Lena, don't jump to conclusions.
You're the one doing all the jumping, Jack.
Why does she keep butting in on us?
Ladies, please.
No, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. That's the reason I carry this. Ain't nobody gonna get a hold of my women, by God. Neither Whistler nor any of them two-bit trancers, no. Sorry.
As for the director and producer of Trancers 2, Charles Band.
Well, first of all, that's a psychological question, and psychology is a subject that I really know nothing about, probably due to an anal retentive attraction repulsion syndrome that I suffered as a neglected hyperactive youth.
Charlie Band, Chaz Band, CB, the El Regista, King Fists, Numero Uno. And is a real easy mellow director to work with, which is a bonus to be on a set where there's not some guy screaming and yelling. And I appreciate that. He's a brilliant young man. But anyway, that was Charlie Band, ladies and gentlemen.
Seems to be a real group of young, vibrant filmmakers who are doing their own thing. And I like that. I like being part of that.
Oh, this is gushing. This is just oozing out of every pore. Hey, there's a movie.
Charlie is great, and it's a very comfortable set, and he's encouraging instead of putting restrictions on the actor and the crew. He lets them bring out what's natural to them.
That's very funny.
Cut! Cut!
Action, everyone! Pow, pow, pow!
Jack's back and on the Trancer attack in Trancers 2 from Full Moon Entertainment.
My first film was in 1982 called The Sword and the Sorcerer, and so in the last 9 years it's been pretty busy. I've done a lot of action, adventure, and fantasy primarily, and looking forward to maybe moving into more comedy, and I like thrillers. I really want to do a thriller. Well, Dollman's really interesting because the fact that you don't really normally see like a Lethal Weapon or a you know, sort of a Terminator type movie where your hero is 13 inches tall and yet asked to do all the same types of action and, you know, blow villains away and chase, you know, big chases and stunts. And I think the juxtaposition of a 13-inch Dirty Harry Schwarzenegger type in you know, in a land where everybody is quite a bit taller and bigger than he is, and where he faces those obstacles of being small, I think it was very humorous and really entertaining. Tim Thomerson plays Dollman, who you've just seen in Trancers, and he's great. He's great. It's a different side to Tim. He plays it. He's actually kind of the straight man to all the craziness around him. That's what makes it. That's really where the humor comes from, is the fact that you have this guy who's very focused, who's very professional, who's very, very intent and intense on doing what he thinks is right, and he's dealt constantly. He's having to deal with situations that are way out of his control and very absurd, and Tim did a great job of playing off of those situations. It was very difficult because you have to remember, because he's 13 inches tall, he can't play actually to the situations. He has to pretend, what's happening in front of him. Same with the other actors. They all had to pretend that Tim was there at 13 inches. So it's quite a challenge, I think, for all the actors. I enjoy the process of making movies enormously and hope to continue.
Do you remember the time we went after Whistler in New Chicago?
And we just fighting Trancers. I can't do this.
Well, we tried.
If they try,
So that's how they do it.
You notice the radio? Really sorry, man.
So what am I supposed to do? Just take a powder? Alice, do I look like someone who's got...
So that's how they do it. It's easy enough.
You notice the radio van on the Lintella Misty my head kind of day. Got my Schmelman.
Hatch down the door.
Thank you for joining us, Dr. Wardo. Hopefully in the future we'll Okay.
Look, you creep. I have no idea what I'm supposed to say to you next. Can we start over?
They've got Lena, man. And it's a bummer. No, okay, wait. Hi. Have you seen this chick? This wool? This skirt?
Yeah, she was in here. But she left about half an hour ago with a couple of those guys who are always hanging around.
Green Room guys?
Yeah, I thought she was working with them.
Jack Death's wife? How do I know he's over there already? Don't do that. Don't do that again.
Oh, shit. Sorry. The mission has to come first. You know that, McNulty.
She's your wife.
Everybody's my wife.
The Nazis thought they held the world's strings. But Andre Toulon didn't need wires to make death move.
Herr Toulon has developed a method of animating his puppets without string. It's as if they were alive.
If Stein is even half right, this could be very important to my work.
This is one of the puppets I was telling you about.
No!
Elsa, take what you want, you bastards, and get out of here.
That would be you, puppeteer.
Hansi!
Put him in the second car, take him to Gestapo headquarters. And put the toys in with the toy maker.
I never knew a man who played with dolls before.
Herr Toulon has escaped your custody. We are very close to finding him.
No thing will stop me from seeking you out. And you will cry me mercy. And I will have none.
What is this joke? Fight. I don't care how many patrols it takes. Fighting! Herr Toulon, you are a genius.
Elsa, this is the best I can do for you now. But you can still revenge yourself.
What is the secret?
No! No mercy.
You think I'm afraid of this?
You will be afraid.
Puppet Master 3, Toulon's Revenge. Welcome to Arcade, the hottest video game ever. It's got 7 levels of difficulty, graphics that you won't believe, and great joystick action. All you need to play are 2 quarters and your soul.
Greg? Stacy, where's Greg?
Go on, kids. I got something to show you in the other room. This is Arcade. It's so real, you'll think you're actually in the game board. Enjoy. You okay?
You gotta try this thing.
We got some home versions of Arcade that I'm gonna give you to take home.
Did you play arcade last night?
No, my TV was busted.
It's alive, Nick. It's listening to us.
Shut up! Enough. Is it like a supernatural evil that you're going off to fight, or is it like space aliens and like pod people and stuff like that? Just stay here, Stilts.
And don't watch any TV. Lori? Lori!
Alex, wait!
Step back! Lori, wake up. We have to turn it off, Lori. I'm gonna turn it off. No!
Let's get the hell out of here.
Vertigotronics.
What?
They made arcade. I mean, it's still a game, isn't it?
It's a machine without a soul. If he gets you, you're dead.
It's alive there. It's the one changing the rules.
Don't play this game. I'd like to, but I don't think that's an option anymore.
It's tough being a hero, isn't it?
Hold on.
Arcade. Kiss reality goodbye. The makers of Puppet Master and Reanimator take you to a time of madness.
Have mercy.
Arrest her.
An inquisitor's lust, a woman's innocence. His battle for her soul will create evil's ultimate weapon.
Look up.
The pit and the pendulum.
No one escaped. No one.
The Pit and the Pendulum, now on video cassette from Full Moon Entertainment.
Hi, Full Moon fans. I'm Charlie Spradling, and I'm back again to tell you about all the great things that are happening at Full Moon Entertainment. A lot of you have been asking how you can join our fan club, and I'm going to tell you how. But first, let me tell you about all the great things you get when you do join. You get this killer Full Moon t-shirt like the one I'm wearing. And you also get a copy of Moonflash. It's our quarterly magazine. It's got all the inside info about the characters, the directors, all that good stuff. It's really cool. You also get a chance at some special collector's items. You get all that for 20 bucks. I mean, 20 bucks, can you believe it? We've also got some great stuff to go along with our releases. Well, in addition to the killer posters and t-shirts you can also get CD and tape soundtracks from such movies as Pit and the Pendulum, Meridian, and Puppet Master 2. I'm starring the last two, remember? Don't forget to pick up our Full Moon trading cards, beginning with Subspecies and Trancers 2. They've got full painted pictures on the front, and on the back, exciting and secret information about the characters. They're really cool, and you can trade with your friends. Don't forget, when you're at your local comic book store, to pick up Malibu Graphics full-color adaptions of Subspecies and Puppet Master. And don't forget, coming soon is Doll Man. For information about all this great stuff I just told you about, or becoming a Full Moon Fan Club member, you can call us at 1-800-999-9559, or write to Full Moon Entertainment, P.O. Box 526, 8721 Santa Monica Boulevard, West Hollywood, California, 90069. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned to Videozone.
Okay, kids, come on in here. Don't be frightened. This is Arcade. It's all done in virtual reality. It's so real, you'll think you're actually in the game. Enjoy.
Try this thing.
We got some home versions of arcade.
He's alive now.
Wake up.
Don't you see them?
We have to turn it off, Lori. I'm gonna turn it off.
No!
It's a machine without a soul. If he gets you, you're dead. Don't play this game. Stay clear of it.
Coming this February to video stores everywhere.
The makers of Robot Johnts take you to a future where super robots keep the peace.
Well, General, you're getting a ringside seat here.
But beneath the technology lies a plot.
The Eastern Alliance is on our side.
To turn its machines.
Come on, what would somebody be hiding under a ghost town?
How about a huge cache of weapons?
Into engines of destruction.
Captain Wally has commandeered the robot.
I learn a whole 9 robot yards.
Strap in, Stumpy!
The robot wars have begun.
Watch this baby dance.
What are you gonna do with that rusty old tin can?
Take out the garbage, scumbag.
Robot wars.
Coming this March to video stores everywhere.
She journeyed to a forbidden land to unlock evil's darkest mystery. But now that she has tasted the power of the night, her only desire is to stop an unspeakable demon from devouring her soul. Subspecies 2.
Coming this April to video stores everywhere.
You know, people with AIDS and HIV aren't faceless strangers anymore. They are our family, friends, and partners.
We have learned that this virus can affect anyone, especially teenagers.
Do you know what AIDS and HIV are?
Do you know how to get them?
More importantly, do you know how to avoid getting them?
If you don't know, get the video.
It's called Time Out, the truth about HIV, AIDS, and you.
Now available on videocassette.
Stay tuned for Full Moon's Videozone, a behind-the-scenes video magazine following our feature presentation.
Welcome to the next edition of Full Moon's Videozone. You know, I forget what number we're at. You know, in the beginning I used to say, welcome to the 4th edition, the 5th edition. I think we're somewhere around 11 or 12 or 13. And it's kind of bizarre because every month I sit down and I try to say hi to all you guys out there. There's about 40,000 members now of the Full Moon fan club, and that's really amazing and very gratifying. And every time a letter comes in, which are, you know, hundreds every single week, we read them, and we read them with great joy and appreciation. And it just feels good to know that you guys are kind of digging what we're doing here. It was a lot of fun making Trancers 3. The 3rd episode of the Jack Death trilogy, I think, turned out really, really well. My only regret personally is that I was not able to direct this one. But I think Courtney Joyner did a terrific job, and it was a lot of fun having Tim Thomerson back, and Helen Hunt, and Megan Ward, and Thelma Hopkins, not to mention all the new actors who appeared in this episode and did such a cool job. And, you know, on top of that, what's also very exciting for us right now is we finished shooting a film called Robot Wars, and we're in the final special effects stage, which involves tremendous work from Dave Allen and his group with all these really cool robots. And for those of you who've seen Robot Jocks, this is a sequel of sorts, and I think you'll be real pleased with you know, with this picture. That's the next film that you'll find in your stores after Trancers 3. So keep watching them, and I'll see you on the next edition.
Who are you, man, and why are you here?
Jack's back, but so are the Trancers. Only this time, they're new and improved. Now it's up to Jack Death to save the world in the action-packed sequel, Trancers 3.
Each one we do, the Trancers get a little more threatening with technology, with special effects makeup and stuff, so that's what's different. And also, I think the look is going to be a lot different. It's going to be a little darker, a little more, maybe a little more violent, but trying to hold that same tone of tongue-in-cheek. So that's basically the day-to-day difference.
You may have noticed that Jack Death himself has changed a bit.
He doesn't have to bleach his hair anymore, and he's got a buzz cut. So that's the difference, that I don't have to do head dips and you know, and brown dye.
There've been a hell of a lot of changes around here, Jack. How you been?
Also sporting a new look is Alice Stillwell, Jack's first wife, played by Full Moon favorite Megan Ward.
The rough and tough Alice. Hands dirty, no more silk blouses. Yeah, I like the new Alice. I think Alice has always been this way. I think that she's comfortable with fighting wars, and fighting Trancers is what she does best. And I think, oh well, gosh, she wishes the war was over. Jack, if we don't make it.
You'll see me again, Alice.
You're the best thing that's happened to me in 2 centuries.
Better get to Lena.
Alice got pretty hardcore. She went up the line. She had to change her character from this sort of whimsical little wayfish kind of first wife who was tough into this hard-bitten, a la Linda Hamilton Terminator, Sarah Connor type person.
Come on. No comparisons, please. I wish.
Moving up the ranks with the rest of them is Commander Raines, played by Thelma Hopkins.
When I started the first movie, I think I was an engineer. The second, I was a lieutenant. The third, I was a commander. And this film, I get to move up again. And I think there is too little of that in the industry. The thing that I like most about it is it's not pointed at. There's nothing said about my being black.
I think it sounds even worse than it looks. It does. It sounds so thick.
A little grunge is worth a promotion, you know?
Can I help you?
The final cast member to be reunited from the previous Trancers is Helen Hunt as Lena, another one of Jack's exes.
Since the last time you saw Lena, she has been struggling it out with Jack Death, who's become harder and harder to live with. Till the first time you see her in this movie, they are on the brink of divorce. It's a very strange little thing to keep coming back and doing, but I somehow couldn't bear to have this final thing happen and me not be there, so.
You got a nice life, Lena.
Take care, Jack.
See ya.
Feels like this is a nice wrap-up of the whole thing, you know? That's what it feels like right now.
Then we cut.
Longtime Trancers fans may have noticed that Charles Band has passed the directing reins to first-time director Courtney Joyner.
Charlie really gave me the keys to the Rolls Royce in a way, because the Trancers films are considered like the top-of-the-line full moon product. They always get the best casts. We had some very, very experienced, very big, recognizable actors, people like Helen Hunt and Andy Robinson, and everyone was all jazzed because, oh my God, we've got the villain from Dirty Harry.
That villain is probably the best bad guy ever, Andrew Robinson, who comes to us as the twisted Colonel Daddy Mother.
It's a combat name. I was mother and father to those boys in the field.
It's very basic. It's, you know, it's your demagogue. It's your totalitarian type of leader. It's this guy who is selling a bill of goods to a bunch of other people to do his bidding, and for however he wants to use them.
My little bureaucrat.
Who are you people? How did you get in my living room anyway?
Colonel!
Tail sticks. Tail sticks. Tail sticks and... fall apart.
Tim Thomerson provided most of the comic relief throughout the shoot, and it proved to be contagious.
I've known Tim now for like 15 years or 15 years. And like within 5 seconds, it's as if no time has passed.
Bye!
He doesn't get the girl in this
I never get the girl in any of these.
And Courtney Joyner, who also wrote the script, tells us why.
I wanted someone who could handle a gun. I wanted someone who could be Jack's equal in a combat situation, which we see in the movie, which is nice. And the fact that they're attracted to each other, but, you know, they never get together, I also like that, because that's kind of film noirish, and, you know, I love you, baby, but I got, you know, somebody to kill, you know, which is cool.
Jack Death's cool sidekick is the feisty RJ, played by newcomer Melanie Smith.
I think RJ really looks up to Jack. I think Jack really gets a kick out of RJ. I think that had the film been written differently, they could have been, you know, I could have been his protege. They could have been a real, you know, kind of fighting team.
She's one of Jason's CIA dorks. We've been tagged.
You're good, sweetheart. You're real good.
Melanie Smith had a wonderful time working with Tim Thomerson.
He's got a great sense of humor. He knows when to be there, and he knows when it's okay to just have a good time. He's professional. He's talented. He's gonna owe me money for this. I'm giving him so many compliments.
No offense, RJ, but if this is a setup, I'm gonna turn you into fish food.
And speaking of fish,
What the hell are you?
Jack's other partner against crime is the android shark, played by R.A. Mahela, who was too busy to be interviewed. But we promise you'll see more of him next time. Another new recruit caught up in the Colonel's scheme is Dawn Billings as Jana Sharp in what turned out to be a physically demanding role.
I'm probably going to be in 100 million pieces tomorrow morning. But Tiger Bomb has been my savior for this one because I couldn't move my neck with whipping it. They were offering me a double, but I said I thought I could do them all. I'm so sore now, I'm regretting that. No, but it looks more real if you're doing them yourself.
The fight sequence was actually choreographed by stunt coordinator Rick Barker, who worked with the actors for several hours before the scene was shot. To help achieve the realistic effect, a Steadicam was used to film the fight sequence from all angles. Camera operator Tani Kanavari wore the 40-pound rig as he followed the movement of the actors.
That's the cut.
Stay there.
The numerous action scenes called for a lot of hours spent in makeup and touch-ups. It's not easy to look beautiful in a war zone.
You don't think I just wake up and come this way, do you? So first it's apply the makeup that doesn't look like makeup. Then it's apply the dirt. Strategically, I mean in the right areas. Movie magic. It's a secret, I'm not gonna tell.
However, special effects creator Gino Crognoli of KNB did share his secrets with us.
I'm basically applying a ripped open throat to the victim. And I'm blending the edges at the moment and trying to match skin tones so it looks real. This particular piece was made in about a day. It was sculpted in the morning, molded in the afternoon, and baked that same day. And Randall in this particular shot has to be totally destroyed, so he's going to have a couple chunks of scalp showing and, you know, eyes messed up, bloody nose, the whole bit. He'll be covered in blood.
I give up.
In Hollywood, it's a writer's dream to direct one's own script.
That is terrific because if the movie doesn't turn out the way I had envisioned it when I wrote it, now I can't turn around and say, oh, well, the director sure messed it up because I'm him. So that's neat.
What are you doing, man?
You'll like me once you get to know me, Jack Death.
You know, Shark, this could be the beginning of a beautiful... Forget it.
Trancers 3. 3 times, and you're deaf.
Well, I think Robot Wars is sort of like a takeoff on this other film they did, RoboJocks. They had these robots that were fighting, you know, wars. Men don't fight wars anymore, robots fight wars. But now, these particular robots are underground. They've been buried along with other weapons and guns and things, and nobody fights anybody anymore. But I, as an archaeologist, find out that there's this covering of this stuff called Infrasorb 8 that's in the ground, and it's covering up so satellite pictures can't reveal that there are actually weapons and robots and other things like buried underneath the Earth's surface. And these two guys, Chow Sing and Wally, threatened to take over this part of the hemisphere where we're living now. So they want to take those robots and use them and use the ammunition and the guns. And I hook up with this guy Drake, and we try to stop all this major disaster from happening. In this particular role of Lita, I'm much more in control and in charge and carrying the ball, you know. In a movie like Reanimator, I was sort of at the mercy of what everybody else was doing, and I was a reactionary character. I'm not so much that in this movie. I take action here. In From Beyond, I was much more of a take charge character also, probably a little bit more similar, but this This girl is a little bit more tomboyish. She's a little more tough, and she can control herself and hold her own with a man. I think Full Moon does a lot of movies like that where women have more of a powerful position, and I certainly do. I get to hit a couple people in the mouth and wield a gun around, and I'm very much in charge. And it's more exciting to play a part like that, I think.
We all know that when things get a little crazy, someone always remarks, "There must be a full moon tonight."
All full moon films are loaded with magic. Usually, magicians don't reveal their secrets. But Videozone has convinced David Allen, Full Moon's star sorcerer, to share some of the behind-the-scenes wizardry from Dr. Mordred.
This is the castle for the fifth dimensional world. This was designed by Dennis Gordon and built by Dennis and some of his artisans. In the movie, it was lit more or less normally, and this portion of the miniature tries to duplicate that area of the set that was built for the live action. And sometimes this castle has been used to complete the portion of the set that was never built and is put in with split screen so that we see what looks to be a larger part of the whole structure.
David Allen has been animating inanimate objects for years, beginning with Gumby in the 60s, to the Pillsbury Doughboy in the 70s, to an Academy Award nomination for the young Sherlock Holmes in the 80s. David Allen continues to give Full Moon films that extra touch of magic. Those 15-foot skeletons that everyone is reacting to in terror are in reality only 6 inches tall and never showed up on the set, except for the foot of Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That was like about a half-scale foot of a actual Tyrannosaurus of this character here. So that was a pretty straightforward perspective effect shot, you know, the kind that had been done since the silent days. When you see the movie, hopefully you will believe that you're in some kind of a hall of fossils. We don't have any, in fact, in the set. There was never anything there at all, not even parts of a full-size one.
Tell that to the poor security guard who's destined to be T-Rex hors d'oeuvre.
This little man, there's one scene in the movie where the Tyrannosaurus here in the background picks him up. And the tie well, it's just a little piece of stripped lead, you know, so that it can be animated, be waving around.
Shooting a stop-motion animation sequence is extremely time-consuming. The models will be moved 24 positions for 1 second of screen time, and to shoot 1 foot of film in 1 hour is considered a rapid pace. With time at such a high premium, David Allen subjects his subjects to screen tests.
The incoming scene is an animation shot that we did a few days ago, and the test was done to try to help determine what camera speed we should use so that the speed of the animation fall and the speed of the large head that comes down and shatters will cut together. Most of the scenes of the dinosaur skeletons are done through model animation. And this scene, however, where it has to fall and shatter, seemed to me to be a little too difficult to animate convincingly. This is the overscale model of the miniature dinosaur that we've been using in all the other scenes. It's made of a special type of plaster so that when the head hits, it'll shatter. That's fine, okay?
All right. God, our powers can be amusing.
Dr. Mordred stars Jeffrey Combs, Brian Thompson, and Tyrannosaurus Rex. Demand it at your video store.
The makers of Robot Jocks take you to a future where super robots keep the peace.
Well, General, you're getting a ringside seat here.
But beneath the technology lies a plot.
The Eastern Alliance is on our side.
To turn its machines
Come on, what would somebody be hiding under a ghost town? How about a huge cache of weapons?
Into engines of destruction.
Captain Wally has commandeered the robot.
I learned a whole 9 robot yards.
Strap in, Sylvie!
The robot wars have begun.
Watch this baby dance.
What are you gonna do with that rusty old tin can?
Take out the garbage, scumbag.
Robot wars.
She journeyed to a forbidden land to unlock evil's darkest mystery. But now that she has tasted the power of the night, her only desire is to stop an unspeakable demon from devouring her soul. Bloodstone. Subspecies 2.
Okay, kids, come on in here. Don't be frightened. This is arcade. It's all done in virtual reality. It's so real, you'll think you're actually in the game. Enjoy.
You gotta try this thing.
We got some home versions of arcade.
He's alive now.
Wake up.
Don't you see them?
We have to turn it off, Lori. I'm gonna turn it off.
No!
It's a machine without a soul. If he gets you, you're dead. Don't play this game. Stay clear of it.
Everyone is rocking to Superstation 66.6.
Dangerous Dan O'Dare is on the loose!
But now, a DJ from beyond space is going to turn the airwaves to total terror.
Oh my God.
Turn off your radio before it's too late!
Bad Channels, now on video cassette from Full Moon Entertainment. Soundtrack by Blue Oyster Cult, available on Moonstone Records. In Comet Valley, the seeds that aliens have planted have grown inside of human souls.
The question is, are you one of them? Or one of us?
We can't be sure about anyone anymore.
Seed people. Now on video cassette from Full Moon Entertainment. In an abandoned warehouse, evil has been waiting, watching, wanting for someone to play with its toys.
We're gonna have a lot of fun here tonight, friend.
Someone's inside the toys. What do you want?
Demonic toys. Now on video cassette from Full Moon Entertainment.
Hi, Full Moon fans. I'm Charlie Spradling, and I'm here on the set of Trancers 3 to tell you about our hottest new collector's items. Moonstone Records has just released the newest soundtrack from our movie Bad Channels. This CD has over 70 minutes of songs by such great new acts as Psychotic Symphony, DMT, and Fair Game. Even the legendary rock band Blue Oyster Cult performs 2 songs, as well as the movie's original score. At Full Moon, our imagination just keeps growing, especially with our new trading card sets from Seed People and Bad Channels. Now you can learn the secret origins of monster plants and intergalactic bands. The cards also have full-color drawings of your favorite characters. But our wildest moving pictures are our comic book versions of Doll Man and demonic toys. Malibu Graphics keeps pushing Brick and Jack to the limit, so be sure to pick up these 4-issue limited series at your local comic store or newsstand. It's a hot summer here at Full Moon. There's no better time to wear our t-shirts than now. Our latest silkscreen hits include Netherworld and Demonic Toys. What do you think? You can also get your official Full Moon t-shirt when you join the fan club. $20 also gets you a subscription to our Moon Flash newsletter. It's the first and best way to get news on our upcoming films and our behind-the-scenes Full Moon magic. For more information about becoming a Full Moon fanatic, you can call our hotline at 1-800-999-9559 or write to Full Moon Entertainment, P.O. Box 526, 8721 Santa Monica Boulevard, West Hollywood, California, 90069. Thanks for watching Videozone. Keep sending me those letters and I'll see you next time.